The Role of Bees in Pollination and Food Production documentary. Have you ever imagined a world without fruits, vegetables, and even coffee? What if I told you that the secret behind the production of more than 75% of the food we consume is in the small but mighty bees? In this documentary, you will discover how these insects work tirelessly to pollinate, ensuring biodiversity and food security on the planet. But here's the problem: bee populations are declining, and this threatens not only the environment, but also our very survival. Are we prepared for a world without them? What can we do to reverse this situation? If you want to understand the real importance of bees in your life, learn how to observe them and discover curious facts that will change your view of nature, watch until the end. After all, the future of our food may depend on what you learn today. Did you know that without bees, more than a third of our food would disappear? What would happen if these small details disappeared from Earth? The Role of Bees in Pollination and Food Production. Introduction. Have you ever stopped to think about the impact that one small detail can have on your life? Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that fruits, vegetables, and even your favorite breakfast have simply disappeared. It seems like an impossible scenario, right? But believe me, this future may be closer than we imagine. Bees, these small winged beings, are responsible for more than 75% of the pollination of the plants that produce the food we consume daily. Without them, food production would collapse, food prices would soar, and Earth's biodiversity would be at risk. However, something growing is happening. Bee populations are advancing around the world. What does this mean for us? How could the extinction of one insect threaten the entire global food chain? In this documentary, you will discover that bees are the true engineers of our ecosystem, how they ensure our food security, and, most importantly, what is driving these essential pollinators to the brink of extinction. Let's explore the main threats that put your survival at risk and what we can do to reverse this scenario before it's too late. If you've never paid much attention to bees, this video could completely change your perception of their importance in your life. Stay with me until the end and discover how the existence of these little beings is directly linked to our future. After all, protecting bees could be the key to ensuring food security for future generations. What are bees? When we think of bees, usually the first image that comes to mind is that of a small yellow and black design floating from flower to flower, collecting nectar to produce honey. But the truth is that bees are much more than that. They are part of an extremely diverse group of insects that play an essential role in nature and in maintaining life on the planet. Bees belong to the order Hymenoptera and the superfamily Apoidea, which includes thousands of different species. Many believe that all bees produce honey, but this is not true. In reality, there are more than 20,000 known species of bees, and the vast majority of them do not live in hives or produce honey. Some are solitary, others live in small groups, and there are also those who work in highly organized societies. Among the best known, we have the European bee, Apis mellifera, which is the main species used in honey production and agricultural pollination. However, there are many other native and wild species that play equally important roles in biodiversity. In Brazil, for example, we have ironless bees, such as Jataí, Uraçu, and Mandagari, which are essential for the pollination of native flora. But what really makes bees so special? The answer lies in their biology and social behavior. How do bees live? The life of bees is fascinating and extremely organized. Within a hive, each individual has a specific function, ensuring the perfect functioning of the colony. Bee society is basically divided into three main castes. The queen. The queen is the only fertile female in the hive, and her main function is to lay eggs to ensure the continuity of the colony. She can live for several years and is capable of laying up to 2,000 eggs per day. The queen also releases pheromones that maintain harmony and order within the hive. The workers. Workers are sterile female bees that perform practically all tasks within the hive. They build the combs, clean and protect the hive, care for the larvae, collect nectar and pollen, and even regulate the colony's internal temperature. Depending on age, they take on different roles throughout life. The drones. The drones are the males of the hive and have a single function: to fertilize the queen. Unlike workers, they do not have a sting and do not work in the hive. After mating, they died, as their sole biological purpose was fulfilled. Solitary bees and stingless bees. Although most people only know about social bees, the truth is that most bee species are solitary. These bees do not live in hives, do not produce honey and do not have a queen. Each female creates her own nest, lays eggs and confidentially maintains her profile. Ironless bees, like those native to Brazil, live in colonies and are extremely important for the pollination of tropical forests. Unlike the European bee, which can be harmful when it feels threatened, ironless bees do not attack humans, which makes them ideal for breeding in urban areas. How do bees interact with the environment? Bees not only pollinate plants and flowers, they also directly influence biodiversity and the stability of ecosystems. They play an essential role in the reproduction of countless plant species, many of which depend exclusively on them for the production of fruits and seeds. They also have an extremely advanced communication system. Through bee dances, they provide information about the location and quality of food sources to their other hive companions. This sophisticated communication ensures efficiency in the search for nectar and pollen. The relationship between bees and humans. The relationship between humans and bees has existed for thousands of years. There are records of beekeeping since ancient times, with civilizations such as the Egyptians, Greeks and Romans already taking advantage of the honey and wax from hives. However, the importance of bees goes far beyond honey production. They are responsible for pollinating more than 70% of the world's agricultural crops, ensuring the production of essential foods such as fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. Unfortunately, despite their vital role in nature and the economy, bees are facing an alarming decline. In the next chapters, we will explore the reasons for this crisis and how it can directly affect all of our lives. If bees disappear, what will happen to food production? How will our survival be impacted? And, most importantly, what can we do to keep them before it's too late? These are questions that we will answer below. What is pollination and how does it occur? Pollination can happen in several ways. Some plants rely on wind or water to transport pollen from one flower to another. However, the vast majority of plants depend on pollinators, which are animals responsible for this transfer. Among them, bees are the most efficient and essential for the balance of ecosystems. The process is relatively simple, but incredibly sophisticated. When a bee lands on a flower to collect nectar,